The light blinks. Starter about to send them on their way. They're off and they're racing. Redback Flyer just allowed to amble out of the gates by Parnham. Norma Stars was the first to hit the ground. No one really that anxious to lead. Rider of Chantel has got a choker hold on Chantel, trying to go forward, and he's going to allow Redback Flyer now to drag across, and the favourite will find itself in front going up now to the 1400 where they're just absolutely dawdling. It's at a pedestrian pace early. Redback Flyer from Audio Boy striding to second. Chantel is now third. Running fourth, Charming Bill. Almost 2 lengths, Norma Star back on the inside just in front of Mine Host, and they're being followed further back by Endless Joy, and the tail ender is Bayara. So Redback Flyer just coasting as they make their way down to the 1100 metre mark on the riverside of the track. Redback Flyer hard held in front, 3/4 clear. Audio Boy a length and a half away on the inside is Chantel, up running fourth there, enjoying a good run throughout. Charming Bill further back on the rails, Norma Stars, Mine Host keeping company with each other, and then came the former Gero mare Bayara, who's down on the inside, and she is next to last, and back with her as well as Endless Joy. Well, they've just sauntered along here in the middle stages of the race. Parnham now puts his foot onto the accelerator and starts to rev up the 3-year-old. Redback Flyer 3/4 clear. Audio Boy trying to stick over on the inside, nowhere to go. Chantel being followed then on the outside by Charming Bill, and back near the inside Norma Stars, and to the outside of those Endless Joy. Redback Flyer heads for home. He shifts away from the inside. Audio Boy a length and a half away second from Chantel. He starts to lengthen Redback Flyer. Redback Flyer rolls back to the rail. Audio Boy trying to stick with him. He now draws the whip here on the favourite, Redback Flyer. Audio Boy comes again, but he'll be too good for them. And this big lump of a 3-year-old, he goes down to the line, doing it all of the way. Redback Flyer making it a hat-trick of wins from Audio Boy. Chantel, Bayara, like she did last start in Gero, charging to the line, back behind those, and is close up there in that mix for the minor placing. They were followed further back, Endless Joy, Charming Bill, Norma Stars, and tailing right off behind them to finish a well-beaten last is Mine Host. Redback Flyer in what was a very, very dawdlingly run contest to race 7. Makes it 3 straight, makes it 3 out of 6, and rolls around in a time of 1:54.24. They did go slowly, and that is an understatement. Audio Boy stuck on Chantel. They were 1, 2, 3 on the quarter, so it makes the run of Bayara very, very good. The Gerald mare having her first run down here this afternoon for Jim Taylor certainly finished off the race and had all of the pattern tempo against it. But there is some predictability in the victory of Redback Flyer, that is for sure. Running home in 35.25 there. Redback Flyer, by playing God, he's a hulking 3-year-old. Strong, muscular, good bone type of an individual. Trained by Michael Lane for Canal Enterprises, the Falsify Group and their partners. Brad Parnham aboard, a double today for Brad. Joins Johnston Porter as a multiple winning rider this afternoon. Second goes the way of Audio Boy. One of the top 2 raters in the market. The Sessions 4-year-old, trained by Adam Durant with Willie Pike in the saddle. And Chantel third home. Austin Galati for Indiana Wynett. The next event will be the MCA Polytrack Handicap. 5 comes out, keep attacking, and they'll jump at 13 minutes after 4. We'll go to Lockie down to the yard here after this victory. As I said just a few moments ago, a real air of predictability about it. Got to the front when no one else wanted to lead. So Brad took it up there. He is, I think, probably the best front-running rider in the state. And he was able to rate to perfection. The time there was awfully slow though, 1:54.24. He was always the horse who was going to command things once it got serious, and got the job done, did what he had to do as he continues to progress his way through the classes. He is prepared by Michael Lane, who's down in the yard after the running of race number 7. About to greet his winner, Redback Flyer. Here's Lockie.
Thanks, Darren. Yes, Laney joins me now. Congratulations on the win. He's very versatile, and I'm sure that pleases a trainer like yourself, especially when he's so lightly raced and still learning his craft.
Yeah, I think he'd probably better chase than myself, but obviously with being no pace, Brad, used his initiative like he does and took up the lead. And like Darren just said, he's a very good front-running rider. So I was pretty confident once he got there and he was dawdling along, he could get the job done.
Is he still a horse that doesn't quite know how to completely put them away? At the 200-metre mark, he was clearly the horse that was travelling best, but he still won by, what, 3/4 of a length, but it looks like he has more to give.
I think that the stronger tempo, which you might not get that in up and distance, but I think you can see last Saturday had a nice kick on him, so I think he's got to turn a foot if the races run right, but yeah, like you say, he's a big baby. Look at the size of him, he's very immature and he's a lovely horse going forward, whether we keep going forward or what we go, but at the end of the day, he's going to be a lovely horse.
4 starts for the preparation now. At what point do you make the decision to either push on or give him a well-deserved break?
Yeah, that'll be for me to decide. It's a long campaign going into Belmont, so look, you've got to look for the future, not for what's just right in front of you. So yeah, look, I'll be definitely taking the cautious approach with him, knowing that he's a good horse going forward.
Clearly a nice horse, well done.
Thank you, Lockie.
There's Michael Lane after the win of a REDBACK Flyer. He makes it 3 win-ins in a line. A really nice 3-year-old on the rise. And here's Brad Parnham catching up with Scotty.
Nice summary, Lockie. I'll use that. Nice 3-year-old on the rise.
Yeah, definitely. He's only a relatively young horse still. He hasn't had a lot of racing. So, I think what we've seen of him so far has been impressive, but I don't think he's not a finished product yet. I think he'll continue to improve. Like he won well then today, but ultimately I think if he's got a bunny to chase, he probably might be even better. So, he's a big, strong horse, and yeah, hopefully he's going places.
It's exactly the same thing that Laney just said. He thought that he'd be a better chaser in time. The other thing he said is he's a big baby.
Yeah, well, I probably agree 100% there. Like he is a bit of a baby still, but he has the ability to sort of carry him through to win these races at the moment. So, yeah, I definitely think when he puts it all together, for such a big horse, he has a relatively good turn of foot, like I saw last start when I was chasing him down. And yeah, I think there's nicer races in store for him.
Riding for the big fella in the last, D-Mac. Can War Matters win?
Oh, look, I hope so. We've drawn a little sticky, but his run the other day was good. He needed the run, but I think he should be near his best today. It just depends what sort of run I get throughout, I suppose. If I get the right track up into it and I'm not far from him at the top of the straight, yeah, I do give him a good chance. So it just depends what sort of run we'll get.
Well done on the double.
Thank you.
There's Brad Parnham. He combines with Michael Lane once again, and also a REDBACK Flyer. They take out the Peters Investments handicap. A really nice progressive 3-year-old star. We'll take a short break, and on the other side we'll be back for the 6th at Kalgoorlie. In fact, we'll continue on with our coverage and go straight to Kalgoorlie for race 6. It's the Racing WA Provincial Championship heat over 1,200 metres. And Michael, we saw one of these heats take place at Pinjarra Park on Thursday afternoon, and this is a really nice field we have assembled up at Cal.
Yeah, an impressive win, 6 shooter that day, that's for certain. Looks the horse